Hi, my name is Isabella Palazzolo, and this is the Facebook Dilemma Part 1 and Part 2. Beginning with Part 1, this segment is focused on how Facebook was used to disrupt democracy across the globe. Usually when we think of Facebook, we think of the app that we open up every single day to see what our friends are doing. But in this frontline video, Facebook is put on more of a darker light. Mark Zuckerberg's way to connect the world would bring about the historical change and far-reaching consequences in politics, privacy, and technology. A common quote from Mark Zuckerberg is, "Facebook's mission is to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected." In this segment, former Facebook insiders share their experiences working and exposing details to explain why and how everything went downhill. Mark and his Facebook team admits that they have been really slow to catch the bad things that have occurred using Facebook. They were only really concerned about the good things. Newsfeed was created in hopes to provide its users with content on Facebook that we want to see. The concern that escalated from this was that the Facebook staff relied on the common sense of those individuals and did not think that violent or lewd conduct would be put out there. Violence was not tolerable, but yet things would be pushed until the edge. An example shown is in Cairo, Egypt regime that evolved from a Facebook group made by Wael Ghonim, who was an Egyptian activist. A quote from Wael was that the tool that brought us together is now tearing us apart. Facebook was growing faster than what people thought. Facebook equaled growth, but the staff remained the same. Facebook needed more diverse staff that understood language and complexities. A young group was chosen that spent all day, every day, deciding what was going to stay on Facebook and what was going to be taken down. Advertisement. Something I noticed whenever I would online shop, the things I would look at the store I was shopping for would pop up on my Facebook. The explanation for this that I learned from this frontline video was that Facebook profiles us while we were using the apps, and while you are off the app, it uses tracking pixels to see what you are browsing. Facebook makes it seem that you are just sharing with your friends, but is so much more than that. Researchers working for the Department of Defense were concerned about social media being used for malicious and manipulative purposes. From 2012 to 2015, more than 200 academic papers and reports about the threats they were seeing on social media. Media was becoming a weapon of manipulation. In the Russia versus Ukraine situation, Russia used Facebook to meddle into Ukraine's politics by using fake accounts and news. Freedom of speech was used in Russia's defense. Russia's disinformation campaigns would continue to affect other countries soon after, one of them being specifically the United States. Social media poses many threats, although Zuckerberg claims that Facebook is going to solve this problem and that it did not cause it. My opinions on this first part of this segment is that this really opened my eyes and made me realize that social media, specifically Facebook, is not just about seeing what your friends are doing or posting about your life. There is a dark side to the media that many are not aware of. Zuckerberg's claim to being open and connected is true, but it does not mean that it's always a good thing. Moving on to Part 2, Facebook has become a major gathering space for political conversation. Facebook dominates global economy. In 2016, Facebook was one of the most profitable companies in the world. A quote that was made was, "Connecting billions and flaming divisions." Beginning with one of the very first situations that occurred, the 2016 presidential election. Donald Trump's digital media director Brad Parscale spent $100 million on a Facebook platform for Trump's campaign. Facebook was the source for all political news and media and was being spread all across the world. The Macedonia situation. Facebook had a major impact on the 2016 presidential campaign, and it was being put out on Facebook from all over the world. In Macedonia, citizens would make fake news articles and put them on Facebook for money, not because they cared about the election itself. Facebook did not really know how to react to this and was slow to make a plan. Besides misinformation, hyper-partisan sites were also contributing to the fake news and threats on social media. A question that was asked was, did Facebook contribute to Donald Trump's winning the presidency? Facebook continued to defend themselves and claim that they had nothing to do with any of the fake news, but in reality they have all the power to shut it down or even just to recognize it. Russia. In Washington, intelligence agencies were investigating Russian interference in the election, and as social media played a role in that interference. Chief of Security Alex Stamos and his security team looked into the fake news phenomenon to specifically try to see if there was any form of Russian trace. They found a trace back to St. Petersburg, same operatives of the Ukraine situation back in Part 1. Russia's goal is to make Americans not trust each other. Philippines. The problem escalated all over the world, and the Philippines were hit as well with this social media phenomenon. Maria Ressa, who runs a news website, says that she has been warning Facebook since 2016 that President Rodrigo Duterte was using a network of paid followers and fake accounts to spread lies about his policies and attacks his critics. Maria traced information to 26 different accounts and pointed out to Facebook in a meeting in Singapore in 2016. Maria had asked Facebook to take control and be responsible for what was being created. No explanation was ever given to her of why no action was taking place. Facebook wanted growth in the Philippines but was not ready to take on the weak institutions, corruptions, and etc. Myanmar. Violence between Buddhists and Muslims was occurring. The Muslim community was targeted. Facebook was used to insinuate hate and violence and played a significant role in the genocide of Muslims in Myanmar. Facebook has become the dominant information platform and has major influence in many countries. Another issue that occurred was the Cambridge Analytica situation that exposed Facebook for failing and protecting users' data. Facebook has been very slow in identifying these issues and must work harder and faster to keep up with the fake news, threats, violence, etc. Social media is prominently used in many countries and has been taken advantage of by many to spread evil. Mark Zuckerberg and the staff of Facebook needs to recognize that social media is not just going to be used for good intentions or making the world a more open and connected place. They need to realize that people will try to do harm and to use it to their own advantage. Billions of people use Facebook, and we need to be protected by these threats and misinformation.